Well, dang, Vince, why did you fire this guy? Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, feel free to like, share, subscribe. We can't do this here without you. Got an article here from The Sportster. The Sportster. It's about Paul Heyman by Alex Hogler. Paul Heyman's firing is only going to make things more problematic for Raw. Removing Paul Heyman won't do anything to fix Monday Night Raw. You know, Paul Heyman's one of the best managers of all time. Definitely should be on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling managers. But we'll see what Mr. Hogler has to say about Paul Heyman here. Paul Heyman's rather successful stint as the executive director of Monday Night Raw came to a stunning and unexpected end on Thursday night. In their statement, WWE announced that Heyman will concentrate on his role as an in-ring performer. Raw will now be led by SmackDown Live executive director Bruce Pritchard, formerly Brotherly Love, who has the responsibility of carrying both shows going forward. Ooh, both shows, that's going to be rough. It's going to be very, very rough. One man can't handle it, and I'm pretty sure I'll be making a video about Bruce Pritchard being replaced here shortly there. Heyman was hired for the role at the end of June last year, with former WCW President Eric Bischoff taking on the executive director role for SmackDown. He was fired a few months into the role before ever starting. However, Bruce Pritchard was stepping in as his replacement. When WWE hired Heyman and Bischoff a year ago, the moves were met with positive reactions. They both carried extremely successful track records from creative standpoints, and Heyman and Bischoff were to provide breaths of fresh air. Although Bischoff never really got that opportunity, Heyman flourished in his new role right away. Under his leadership, fans got to see the rise of the Fiend Bray Wyatt, arguably the hottest superstar in WWE dating back to last summer. But more importantly, Heyman was doing something that Vince McMahon refused to do time and time again. He was finding creative ways to use younger and fresher talents that weren't getting many opportunities on the main roster. Heyman attempted to push superb and elite in-ring performers such as Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, Murphy, and Humberto Carrillo. But in what shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody, the WWE chairman reportedly decided to end all of their pushes before Heyman truly got them started. Vince at least allowed Heyman to continue his strong pushes for Aleister Black, who has all the makings to be a long-term main event star. But with Heyman gone, is Vince going to stop pushing them too? They definitely need to push Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander is amazing. He's a nice guy. Heyman was also finding excellent ways to use Rey Mysterio, Andrade, and the AOP, who turned out to be a perfect fit for Seth Rollins' villainous stable. Who knows what will happen now that Heyman is gone? Vince's issues is that he doesn't seem to realize when he's wrong. He spent over 3 years trying to push Roman Reigns as the top main event star in WWE, and the fans rejected him. He continues to rely on part-timers such as Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, and The Undertaker to carry the main event scene. The WWE chairman doesn't seem to realize that he's played a key role in the declining ratings. There's nothing he can do regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, but there's a possible solution that Vince ignores. He keeps putting out the same shows every week, and Raw is so disorganized to the point where they're promoting matches and segments that never end up taking place. The whole greatest wrestling match ever label for Edge vs. Randy Orton at Backlash. Even the Rated R Superstar is making jokes about that tagline. Also remember the time where WWE spent 4 months building up Rowan's as a practically unstoppable force. His character received more intrigue thanks to the mystery in the cage. It turned out to be nothing more than a fake mechanical spider, but at least Vince and company thought it was a good idea. That was just another example of WWE insulting the intelligence of the fans. Heyman was trying to do the opposite. He was trying to bring more relevance and excitement and general entertainment on WWE's flagship program. Was that too much to ask for? Like I said, I've said before, Paul Heyman's very, very passionate about the business, and almost only one other wrestling manager is more passionate about the business than Paul Heyman. But according to Showbuzz Daily, h/t-wrestlinginc.com. The April 6th edition of Raw was the most recent episode to reach 2 million viewers. For what it's worth, the average viewership for its 2019 was 2.418 million. Every single episode from January 6th to March 23rd hit 2 million or more viewers. Again, the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic can be cited as a reason for the decline in ratings, but the higher-ups in WWE need to take the blame too. They're not giving fans enough reason to tune in every week because things are always the same. And you need that crowd. You need that wrestling crowd to get the WWE universe. They pump up the superstar, and then magic happens, and they don't have that crowd. The studio is a good idea. Studio wrestling does need to have a comeback. NWA does it really good there, but you need to have that crowd. You need to have a good, solid audience. And AEW and WWE are kind of missing out on it. NWA's, they're kind of doing more I guess a quarantine version where they're not really needing an audience so much, but you need to have some kind of crowd there, and it's hard to put on a wrestling show without the fans. Let's see here, but somehow this is going to fall on Heyman and not the chairman or the officials. It's Heyman's fault that he was trying to steer WWE into another direction in an era where they've done the same old. Several reports have indicated that multiple WWE superstars are surprised and unhappy with Heyman's firing. Deep down, many of them have to know that without Heyman, their television time and overall usage will go down. That's just how Vince operates. While AEW continues to progress as a rival promotion to Vince's business, WWE keeps taking more steps back with its business and creative decisions. Firing Heyman abruptly despite an excellent showing as Raw Executive Director will only set Raw back even more unless WWE does the right thing and starts making serious changes for once. He's going to be a knockout still as a performer. He's one, top 4 best managers of all time, if maybe not the second or third, maybe. One day I'll have to do a video on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers and the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling managers, but that'll be at another time there. But what are your thoughts? What do you think will happen to Raw now that Paul Heyman is no longer in charge of a lot of the creative decisions there between Raw there? Let us know below, and I guess that should do it for now. Y'all take care and stay safe. Goodbye. Alright, that looks like that will wrap it up for now. Stay tuned, another episode from Cox Sprockets on the way. Thank you all for your support in the channel.